How do you do, dear listener? Welcome back. Let's bark down another episode of the Australian children's television program Bluey with the three gentlemen that we've all come to know and tolerate. Frank, how are you?
Very good, mate.
Martin, you well?
Hi, Brendan.
I trust.
Who's the third
person?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
What? What are we talking about? Me?
You said you.
Because when you said the
Let's-
three gentlemen, it implies that you
I was talking to the
introducing
listener
1, 2,
about
3.
us three,
Oh,
about we
okay.
three gentlemen
Oh, we three kings.
Yeah.
of Orient aren't. Shall we do it?
This episode of the Hammerbomb Project is called Loophemisms.
Shall we do it? Welcome back. I do love doing this with you guys because I love Bluey. Were you aware of that? It's a matter of public record.
We figured it out. We just figured it out.
We put all the clues together.
We teased it. We got that magnifying glass out. We followed all the Yeah. We figured it
Speaking of magnifying glass, you need one to see some of the things in this episode. But we'll get to that. What were you going to say, Brent?
I was going to say, I do love it. You talk about, did you know I love Bluey? I love it when people at work just go, hey, Frank, have you seen the new episode of Bluey? And I'm just like, yes.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I probably saw it before you did because I went to Sydney.
Yeah. Have you seen the latest episode in a cinema with all the creators?
The one that I enjoyed was there was a new guy started at work and we went out for drinks and he was like, oh yeah, I can't remember how Bluey came up, and he's like, yeah, Marty, do you watch Bluey with the kids? I'm like, well, actually, when the other guys had to explain, yeah, Marty's actually a Bluey influencer.
Bluey influencer.
And I can't believe that's a thing.
Yeah. How good. This is really
It's a
fun,
pretty good
everybody.
line,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I'm coming across as such a schmuck now. I'm like, yeah, I'm Sydney. Please, as long as the listeners understand that none of this is wasted on us, we're so grateful. In fact, we've got lots of emails from listeners that we want to get to this episode.
Yes.
But after we talk about
Because
the episode at hand,
I was looking at the date. I was
we're
like,
so
that's
grateful.
not that long ago. Oh, no, wait, that's the American date
Yeah.
style. That's a very long time
that's
ago.
a long time ago that we're.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
so bare bones?
Ironic that the show that involves a postie has neglected to check our inbox for the longest time.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, other people are getting their mail.
You're forgetting I'm terrible at my job. You say other people, limited quantities, are getting them in a timely fashion. But no, you said bare bones a moment ago. Shall we do it? Shall we talk about the bare bones of an episode? Martin, take it away.
Okay, all right. So you might have to help me out here, Brendan. With a little bit of, I think, a bit of old-timey music for this one.
Okay, here it comes.
Old-timey fancy music. Here we go. Semiotics. The systematic field of study looking at signs as holding and communicating meaning, metaphor, analogy, allegory, metonymy, symbolism. In short, would a rose by any other name smell as sweet, or indeed, would a toilet by any other name be any less taboo? But let us simultaneously consider the pervasive metaphor of the Victorian era, if you will. So the idea of cleanliness being tightly tied with moral virtue of a household. And the one responsible for maintaining this social virtue for the collective family unit, the wife and the mother, the angel of the hearth, as it were. Only through her careful management and consistent diligence could her family be saved from scandal and status reduction. With the introduction of the modern interior bathroom, owing to the adequate sewerage systems and the debut of George Jennings' flushing toilet, introduced at the 1851 Great Exhibition, the angel's work spread ever further into the retiring room, a space.
What's that? That's amazing.
Where her attention to detail would be perceived most directly.
Amazing.
Wow.
Thank you.
It's,
retiring room. Is that another
that's where you are, Brendan, now that you've turned 40.
Or was that something else? Did I miss that? Was the retiring room...
It was a name for... So in the...
I'm transfixed by this. Sorry, we should be talking about
so
an
in the
episode of Bluey,
1851 Great Exhibition. So if you've never heard about the Great Exhibition in London, amazing building, this huge glass building, incredible. Like one of the first times they were using glass in to create structures and things like that, metal and glass. Anyway, when they had a whole bunch of toilets there, and they were retiring rooms,
Amazing.
which is
I'll add
very
that to the
demure.
long list of excellent Dunny euphemisms. Oh, I did it! Whoops! Sorry.
Squish squash.
Rewind. Yeah, I get squish squash big time. Because Frank.
This episode of Bluey is called Brendan Gave It Away.
Yeah, it's
Dunny!
And before I talk any more than I'm supposed to, which I always do, what's this episode really about, Martin Vanderweyer?
They're in a bed. They're meant to say not Dunny, but they say Dunny, and then it's fine.
It is a real episode, this one. There's the dynamics between these, but like, it's just what it's like.
It's meant to be that whole Sunday morning sleep in,
Yeah.
families just
Yeah,
all
yeah.
cuddled in bed because there's not a lot going on. I think in fairness, our kids are still too young to really do anything like that because the second the sun is up, and usually half an hour before, they're up, they're ready to go. Let's go outside. Let's go play with toys, etc., etc. So we're not there yet as far as our family. Well, Marty, correct me if I'm wrong, but
No, you're 100% right. Yeah,
Aw, man.
I can barely keep her in the bed for
Yeah.
But I have to say though, this has got to be in my top 5 least favorite episodes.
Oh, really?
no.
You know,
And that's got nothing to do with the quality of the episode itself. It's just like, I'm such a chili. I'm like, I don't want to have to hear those words.
Oh, right,
You 100%
right.
know me. Like, do we have to do the toilet thing? Okay, fine.
Yeah, funny.
So wait, it's the action more so than the word?
No, it's the word and the fact that
But like you don't like Dunny, the word? Is that what you're saying?
yeah,
Okay.
I don't think I do.
Yeah, all right. You like speaking properly, using correct.
You like
Words
thinking your
or-
family
Yes.
is better than other families?
Yeah, basically.
Well, I guess we'll.
Well, maybe we have to think about how. Well, this is one of the things as well. Like I talked to my bare bones about.
Excellent bare bones, by the way.
Thank
I
you.
should say
Thank you very much.
I did love it, and we moved on a little too quickly for my taste
that's
because
okay.
I needed to tell you that was really great,
But like,
and I learned so much.
like the sewerage system when they came up with the sewerage system, that kind of locked people into society because
Yeah.
all of a sudden, if you're outside of that thing, you're
I mean,
socially.
we take a lot of things for granted, but that's got to be numero uno. Just septic systems,
Yeah.
widely established.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But what have
So
the
you can-
Romans ever done for us?
Nice.
So we have a system. It's all the thing. So we can say toilet or bathroom.
Yeah.
Or, I don't
Okay. You prefer those words. Fair enough.
Hmm.
Outhouse?
Water closet, thunderbox, lavatory.
Smallest room in the house?
Retiring room.
Retire room is a new one for me. I'm going to use that all the time. WC.
I have to say though, as a parent, you get far too used to telling people you're going to go to the toilet.
Oh, yeah.
I forget that I'm doing that
Yeah.
at work.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to broadcast where you're going.
Just
'cause
go
you
to the toilet, boss.
you're so used to it because usually you're saying it to your partner because it's kind of like, okay, heads up. If anything happens for the next 5 minutes, you have to be
Yeah.
on the ball.
Yeah. I
Uh,
used to get a little too specific for the people at work, like when I was working
Just
in
going
retail.
number twos.
I'll be like, oh, okay, I just got to go do a wee. And people are like, Brendan, we don't need to. I think I kept doing it
much information.
because I thought there was like something irreverent about, about saying, like, getting a bit too specific for people.
Hey, speaking of the word,
Yes.
did we establish, or and this is probably a question for our international listeners,
Ooh,
is Dunny an Australianism thing, or is that
oh,
like
yeah, it's got to be, surely.
you'd think so. Maybe it's from
UK, maybe?
Maybe it's
Like-
UK, but I don't know. I think it feels.
feels
Yeah,
Australian,
feels
but I don't
Australian.
want to claim it.
We used to
like
say
we do,
du-
you
We
know,
should have actually done some
Did you guys
research
ever
on
say
this.
Dunny can when you were kids? Dunny can? We used to say
No.
no. I used to say Dunny
say
can.
the can.
The
but-
can. The can is
The
another
can
good
is-
one. Add that to the list.
Yep.
Let us retire.
To the can.
To the can.
To the can room. Anyway, do we want to talk about the actual episode?
Oh,
I do actually know one of the things I really do enjoy is that idea of them hanging out in bed on Sunday
Yes.
morning. I've got good memories from just like hanging out with mum and dad and just,
Yeah.
like, with my sister.
Yeah, this
and
is
just,
what
like,
I mean
hanging out in
when I
bed.
say I
Yeah.
love the dynamics between them, love the way they're talking to each other, and
Yeah.
just the little, oh, look at this little perfect little butt, you
yeah,
know,
that's,
and
that's
that
the sort of stuff you would do.
and that's the sort of
Yeah.
like you get distracted and you just cuddle or you
Yeah.
squish squash and you play the game and there's like and just
hiding
it's-
under the blanket.
It's so
or-
I can't put my
positions.
finger
Switches of
on.
positions,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't put my finger on how real it is. Every little conversation hit, like when Bandit would say, you know, keep it simple, like
Yeah.
just
and
it just-
tickles her at the
and,
same time.
and yeah, and
Oh,
all the
bingo,
characters.
You've forgotten how to walk. Like-
Yeah, and he's such a
He's on fire this
Yeah.
episode,
Yeah, that's
just
true.
quietly.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
walking
he's
for the
such a
first
stirrer.
time.
Taking
He's
your
such a
first
stirrer,
First
and
steps, that's
and
it,
when Chili's trying to do the Martin thing and encourage correct usage of words, she like Bandit comes back from the loo and just kind of lose another one.
Yeah,
Add that
yeah,
to the list.
Put it on the list. Yep.
He comes back and he's just like, oh yeah, he's just not on board. He's just like, another
Whatever.
thing that I have to.
And I love the
He's
little
being so unhelpful in that pursuit.
And the little magazine shake.
Yes.
Is,
yeah.
nice
All right.
little
Whatever.
moment.
Yeah.
Beautiful design of that magazine, by the way.
Yes,
Like,
the
It's
little
surf
the
magazine.
title
magazines.
card image, isn't it?
Ah, it is.
Ah.
And it's not only the cover, because you see the inside of it as well. At some point he drops it down so you can see. So they're like there's more than just one photo in that just on the front of the cover. So
You need, I mean, if you anything with this
Good prop.
kind of what's the conjugation of prolific? Anything with this kind of
prolificity.
prolificity.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love it. Yep.
Nice. Chalk that up. You're gonna have a bottle episode
Yep.
here and there. You need to.
Mm.
It's great to do. It changes the pace. It's a staple of serial cinema. And the way they do it in Bluey is great. This one is a perfect example because when you're in bed and nothing else matters but your little family thing, it's a really great lazy Sunday morning. It's just nice.
It's a good visual as
Yeah.
well of all of them seeing it, because I've actually got boxer shorts with like a whole bunch of lines across it, and every
Yeah.
once in a while it's the four of them kind of sitting across that line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
So it's,
That's nice.
I'm sure out there somewhere there's one of those like car sticker things that go over a window or
Yeah,
something. and you
yeah,
can, like,
yeah.
sit them up.
Yep.
So yeah, it's just nice having all four of them.
Oh,
together.
you know what I just thought would be great? Those stupid stick figure car boot, the
Oh,
bumper stickers that
Yeah.
they had. And they were all the rage a while ago. I'd love a stick figure one, but it's like the Escape stick figures or the Dragon stick figures. I'd love
That
a
would be
stick figure
fantastic.
family,
yeah.
but the Bluey
Bluey
stick
ones.
figures.
Bluey stick figure. Yeah, that would be great.
That would be good. Somebody get on that.
You heard
Yeah.
us, Etsy. Get on it.
Yeah, right. Etsy to the rescue.
Etsy's just a giant,
Yeah.
like
It will already
It's just a
exist.
giant-
will do it for you, gentlemen.
Yes, Etsy.
Nom, nom, nom. I consume popular culture and repurpose it to you in wrong materials. Have this thing with googly eyes.
Thank you, Etsy. How can we repay
Wow.
you? We offer this up to you. Oh, Etsy, Overlord.
Have these Pikachu head slippers. I don't know.
Who asked for these? Nobody.
I don't want to hear.
asks.
I don't want to hear your eBay voice. Let's just leave that well alone.
It actually reminds me, this episode, of just being like in bed with the fam. It reminds me of like Mother's Days and Father's Days when I was a kid, because it was always breakfast in bed days.
Yeah.
And I actually have a memory of the first year that we didn't do it. I can remember the first year when Dad was. I'm like, oh, Dad, we didn't do it. He's like, that's all right. And it was like, I can remember being a little bit sad because I loved those mornings where we'd bring Dad, Honey Smacks in bed. For some reason, we I don't know if he really liked Honey Smacks, the cereal. I don't know if they even still make it, but we always got him Honey Smacks. And it was just that time with the fam in Mum and Dad's bed. There's something about kids being in Mum and Dad's bed, like it's warm and cozy and safe
big.
and,
How
big,
did-
huge.
How did that work? Speaking of big
Oh,
beds,
there
how
was
did that
lots
work
of
in the
there was lots of
in your
leaning up
household?
against the bed,
Right.
sitting on legs, lots of tangling. Yeah,
Inserted in the pillowcases.
yeah, big time.
So, can we talk about the real star of this episode, please?
Oh, there we go.
He's done
Yeah.
himself.
Bandit. Bandit is on fire. Like some
He's
of the
great.
things we've already mentioned, but I love
Yeah.
that it in the early stages, it's like he's almost going to be the adversary to Chili's, trying to drive this
Yep,
this
yep.
narrative. But then she's like, "Oh no, if you say Dunny, you're going to get squishwashed." What squishwashed? Click, and
Yes.
then bang, he's on
Well done.
Team
Yeah,
Chili. Like,
absolutely.
he's just so dialed into everything that's going on. He's chaotic neutral in the best possible way, and it's hilarious to watch.
I have to. No, I'm going to counter that though with when Chili, because they're all lying on their backs, but there's a certain segment when Chili rolls over onto her side.
Yes.
And she's just like, what does she say? She's like, oh no, or something like that. And she's
Yeah,
like,
the stance says
Chili,
it
you're
all.
such a babe.
Yeah.
It's just a good look for Chili. So
Yeah.
and she's got some, but Bandit's got all the one-liners.
Mm.
But or maybe Bingo with the nonsense language. How
Those-
good is the nonsense language?
Oh boy.
Bluey, wasn't it?
Bluey, sorry,
Yeah.
what did I say?
You
Bandit.
said bingo.
Bingo.
How?
But
The other one.
The
Yeah,
other
yeah,
one.
the
Yeah,
other
yeah,
one.
yeah. The blue ones.
Yeah,
blue one.
the
And he's
Just
straight
like,
up,
really?
"Oh, really? I've never considered it from that angle
This
before."
changes everything. So good.
And the big
You're both
one
crazy.
said, "Nah."
You're both crazy. That's another great Chili moment. You're both crazy. And I do love any time where everyone stops and it's just Bingo continuing singing. All over, all over. That's something.
Yeah.
Those moments that would have really been lost if it was redubbed in other accents because the really lazy
delivery of it.
Australian over. Over. It's not over. It's over. And then just when everybody else has already rolled out of the bed, like, good night. And then she
just
twists
cocoons up.
twists into the sheets, and I can feel those sheets
Yes,
wrapping around me so
yeah.
comfortably.
That triggers me because that's a my wife move.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what, she's always goes to bed before me, and she's one of these annoying people who is asleep within 5 minutes of her head hitting the pillow.
Yeah.
Me, it's about
And then you
10 times that amount of time. And then I come in and I just like, and the sheets are at a triangle, starting from the base of the bed, curled up into this.
and you can't get them back because then
Right?
you just get
And so then I'll get an extra blanket so I don't
Yeah.
freeze. And she
Yeah.
wakes up in the morning and goes, "What do you got that blanket for?" I'm like,
Allow me to
Don't.
explain.
I'll make you a diagram. Just drawing a big triangle. And this is you. And, but it is a very tactile episode.
Yeah.
With that, like you mentioned it before, Frank, like going under the covers to swap places, and Bandit seems to get the bad end of every one of those switches.
Yeah. And then
Go,
just
go.
whenever they're crawling over the top of it, he's like, oh, God. This is actually.
That's when you get a knee in the stomach or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at that time in the morning, he's already been to the toilet at that point, hasn't he? Yeah. You don't
Yes,
want
okay.
want a knee in your lower abdomen when you've just woken up for very messy reasons, potentially. My sister Claire. This is a shout out to Claire. Hey Claire. This is her favorite episode, I think,
Oh, wow,
because
really?
she just thinks as I do, like, and she pointed it out to me actually how it's just so real. I'm trying to find the words to say how, like, just every little conversation point and every little the movement of the lazy Sunday
relatable,
conversation and the this little butt, and like it just watching parents and their kids just hang out on a day where there's not much happening. This is just how they talk to each other. I don't know. I think it's really cute, and the game, and then when Bluey forgets what telephone thing she did, and
Okay, question without thinking. Can you remember what it was? Have a go, Brendan.
No, I like it. It doesn't start with "I like the moon in the morning,"
No.
but there's because I like
That's
the
the
because
end.
that's the end because I like the moon in the morning.
Okay,
And-
listeners, this is your turn.
Oh,
good.
Close.
Good job.
Very
Well
close.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I can get it either, but
No.
it's like I like pink baskets for morning tea because I want to ride a horse to the moon because I like the moon in the morning.
Yeah.
Something not too
Well
far
done.
away from
Yeah,
that.
well done, man. I
Thank
was
you.
you did enter that conversation with the confidence of someone who knew. So I was watching you very carefully, but you
Sold
got
it
Yeah, I
well.
wasn't even reading it.
You
No,
went. You didn't though.
No, I didn't. I didn't
To
write
your
it down.
credit, that was off the top of your head. I saw you.
Yeah,
I mean, that being said, I'm going to go back and check how it might have been really incorrect. So I'm congratulating you for something that I assume is
Brendan's going to fact check someone?
I often do actually. I often do a little bit of fact checking.
Mm.
After the fact, never before. That's preparation. No, not my thing.
The kids not being able to play the game properly though and forgetting makes me that kind of makes me think of my for real life, which is I was playing Noughts and Crosses with Naomi the other day. Like
Classic.
she's starting to get onto Noughts and Crosses, so I'm like, draw the thing. She's like, let's play Noughts and do the thing, the Noughts and Crosses. I'm like, okay, well, do you know the rules? Have you like?
I
She's
will
like,
not lose.
Yeah.
I want to play a game of Noughts and Crosses with you right now. This is live as it happens,
Ooh,
folks.
here we
So
go.
you can-
Fight.
Okay,
Fight.
all right.
Fight.
Anyway, my story is.
you go
like,
first.
okay, all right.
They're
I'm going to
actually-
tell the story and. be doing
Okay,
this
you've gone in
first.
the middle. All right.
Okay, all right. we're
I
gonna
don't like
focus
that
on the
you're
game.
naught, so I'm a naught guy.
Here we go. Naught to
Get
the
that box of
side.
shapes out of the way. I can't see.
Like crossing
This is
there.
stunning action,
This is
folks.
He went-
excellent podcast content here.
He went in the middle
Here we go.
first.
Upper corner. He's blocking
What
me
are-
again.
Yeah, I got to block you. You went in
Well,
the
I
middle
gotta-
first, which is
I got to block you. There
yeah,
we go.
but Brony Dubs.
oh, here he goes.
Whoa,
He's won.
no!
Did you let me win?
No, I didn't.
Wow.
I was paying
Well-
attention to the fact that happened. Anyway, my
Anyway,
story.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, okay, sorry.
You know, like
1-0.
verbal
'Cause I've got a
stories
thing
better
where-
for podcasts,
Well,
Brendan.
yeah, it is. But if you go in the corner, if you don't go in the middle, I've won. If somebody goes, if I go first and go in a corner, if you don't go in the middle, if you go anywhere else, I've beaten you.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Naomi didn't know that.
Mm.
Or as we'll find out, much else. So
Wasn't that exciting?
that was good, Brendan.
That's
yeah.
our cover art, by the way. We're going to take a photo of
Of that.
that.
And that'll be the cover
Yeah.
art for today.
Done.
Anyway, I was, do you know the rules? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I draw the thing and we go circle, cross, circle, cross, circle, cross. I let her go first. And then she goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I win. She had more circles than I had crosses. And then I had to explain to her.
Oh, wow.
It's not first to 5.
Can you remember?
That's,
Can you remember boxes? Did you ever do that where you draw up a
Brendan,
grid
once
of
again, not great
dots?
podcast
Stop
content.
drawing on a piece of paper, mate.
You do the dots,
an
and then
audio
and then you
format.
draw lines, and then it's your
Yes, I
turn to
do
do a
it,
line,
yeah,
and
and
then
you can do it
then it's how many you've got in the end. So
Yeah.
maybe she's conflating the two.
I think that very unlikely.
That was
I think it's more so the fact that she's 4, and that's the only way that she can understand. Things.
Fair enough. Fair
And then
enough.
I tried to
You do
explain
know
to
about
her.
it.
This is like they always get you because I tried to explain. I was like, look, Naomi, do you know that actually, if you're the first one to go playing your way, you're always going to be the one to win. So let me show you. Let me go first. Okay, with a and then she just does 2 in one go.
That's see.
I'm like, what did you just?
See, she
There
might
are rules,
yeah.
people.
She's like, I want to
That's
get. I'm like,
up there for thinking. You said that you said that it's probably not that, it's probably that she's 4. But for a 4-year-old, if she's playing
doing
that,
the tricks.
if she's
Yeah.
if she's
The
playing
other
that
one I
game,
like is when we're playing the matching game, and she she puts them all down, but then she's kind of like checking some of them. She's like, well, I'm like, what are you? She's like, I'm just making sure that they're not next to each other because they were like, yes, but I'm thinking about, but you're using that information when you're playing. You got one other from the other side of things. Then she'll go do this one.
and
Just
I'm like, oh,
take
in a
it to
truly
her.
random game, some of them will be next to each other sometimes.
Exactly.
Mate, just take it to a casino, let her play blackjack, and let her get tossed out because then she'll learn that the rules matter real quick.
Oh no! Anyone working at the casino will go, oh, let her do it. Let her do it.
Let her do it.
House
her
always
way.
wins.
Yeah.
The house is called Naomi.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so that's
but
always fun.
Noughts
Kids
and Crosses.
not gonna go.
Tom Crispin, our mutual friend Tom Crispin, I used to play Noughts and Crosses online when we were on the forums. Back in the forums, there was that when we were chatting, we would just be playing Noughts and Crosses games. And we invented a game where you tried to force the other person to win. It's a whole different game. If you're ever playing
Trying to not win.
Noughts and Crosses with someone, try
Wow.
to force the person so that the last move they get, they have to win. It's a whole
Yeah,
different
okay.
strategy.
Wow.
Anyway, were we talking about
The
Dunny?
Children Australian
Yeah.
television show,
Yeah.
Bluey. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do that every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
We kind of, we diverge to talking about
Yeah.
Bluey.
Potato.
Oh,
Potato.
actually, no, wait. The one that I actually wrote down because it's actually closer than the one I was thinking of is playing like 20 questions in the car, like try and choose
Yes.
the animal that I am.
Yeah,
And,
Box is the one I was just talking about. It's a big in the car game.
Yeah,
like we're
right,
driving
okay,
from
yeah.
Melbourne to Adelaide, sort of
Yeah.
like when we were kids. It was like lots of that and
sort of thing.
exercise books
Yeah, right.
in the car.
Yeah, okay. So if Naomi's in the back and we're like, okay, all right. So we're a few questions in. So it's like, okay, Naomi. So I've got 8 legs and I live in the ocean. And she goes, elephant. So you're just like, okay, you win.
Once again, I think she may be more advanced than you realize. She's not thinking of an octopus.
Octopodes, yeah.
she's not thinking of octopodes. She's thinking of the optical illusion where the elephant's legs has more. You know that one? Where the negative space actually becomes the leg, and then it tricks your eyes.
Yes.
The elephant one.
All these visual
no,
things
no,
are
this is
really
falling
great
flat,
for a
sorry.
podcast.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Yeah.
There's going to be lots of links in the show notes. No, there's not. That's me creating work for Frank, which
It's just an imagination episode for everyone. You can use your imagination.
Guys, if you could see this episode, you'd be floored. You'd be on the edge of your seat.
The one sort of theme in this episode I want to come back to is the whole.
All right, Marty.
I didn't
go
want to say
ahead.
let's take us back to the start.
You are talking about themes, though, so I'm with you. Please, some knowledge.
My family is better than your family because of the words we choose, and how that sort of Bluey applies quite good. You want to say kid logic, but it is
She
actual
really
logic,
puts
right?
Chili in
Yeah.
a
She
position
goes,
there.
we say
yeah.
this because but Chloe's family says this. Does that make us better? And Chili's just all of a sudden trapped by her own.
Do you
her
guys
own
get
rules,
that?
right?
Well, I suppose your kids are still quite young, but do you get moments
that's
where
coming.
where
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I literally don't know
you've caught
quite
me
what to
out
say.
here, like-
Yeah.
And so it's this. I don't know. It's this weird societal thing of like Marty, you've expressed that you don't like that word, and let's say for argument's sake, in this scenario, you pass that on to Naomi, and that's fine. Does that then color Naomi's perception of other families who use that word? Like, I actually think that there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
Realistically, like,
Yeah.
and then that's how you go. Oh, they say this word, therefore they're such and such.
It all comes
Yeah.
back to the bare bones. Because it is that idea of like morality is
Yeah.
connected to,
Yeah.
because that really was a thing. Of,
Yeah.
like literal cleanliness.
Yeah.
But it still kind of exists in a lot of different ways.
Yeah,
The way that we have that.
What does she
like,
say specifically? She says,
You're a
"I
good
just want,
person
I just
because
want people to
you-
think that we can come, that we were a nice family, or
Yeah.
that you so
Yeah, that's
Is
it.
that
It's
too
kind of-
much? Is that too much to?
Yeah.
Is that a not okay thing to want?
Yeah.
Which is an interesting way of-
The way I said it there was almost like, is that too much to ask? But it was not like that at all.
No,
She's
no,
not
she didn't
being
use that phrase.
antagonistic.
Yeah.
She's just saying, she's genuinely asking, is that
Can I want that?
Yeah,
unreasonable
exactly.
of me? I want to know. Yeah. And she does really well. She actually, when she caves and says, "All right, we can use Dunny," like
Yeah.
she's not dying on
Just
that
not
hill.
in front of the queen.
Yeah, he just not in front of the queen is a great line. Because
We want
earlier
the
they
queen
said,
to think we're a nice family.
no, it's the queen definitely wouldn't use the word Dunny. Such a nice word. It's such a nice throwback. Everything Chili does in this, even though she might be the foible and the stick in the mud trying to go, oh no, let's not go this, and Bandit's just not on board. He's just not being helpful at all, which is really funny. She does cave at a reasonable time and just goes, I'm not gonna like
on to
I'm not
it.
gonna
Yeah.
die on this hill.
Yeah.
And
It is a pick your battles thing.
Yeah,
As a
yeah.
parent, you just can't.
Yeah.
And it is also like, sorry, Brenda, but
No.
it's it is. I can imagine that's probably just what her mum said to her at some stage.
Yeah.
And as a parent, you become more and more aware of those things of like, why am I holding so
firm on this.
stiffly
Yeah,
onto
yeah.
this. And that's probably very much why, like that's probably how my family felt about that sort of
Yeah.
stuff and what the perception was.
And Bluey
So-
is genuinely interested, and she's just genuinely interested in her line of questioning as to,
Yeah.
oh, does this mean this? Does this mean this?
Yeah.
And
How
she
does the
actually
logic
makes
play
Chili
out?
think about it differently and just go, actually, if this is the kind of stuff that my daughter's worrying about, is it worth
really
me
worth-
sticking with this when I could be making her think these things, and then I could be creating more problems? And so she's we can all say Dunny.
Yeah.
And then it's as if it's a really naughty word. And then is it
You're not allowed
Chloe
to
who's
say
not
that.
allowed to? Is it
Booger
Chloe?
beans?
Yeah, booger beans. So we can't say Dunny, but booger beans is all right. And doesn't she say, "Oh, booger beans"?
Yeah, when she gets she gives up.
And then she's like, "Oh,
expletive,
she's
yeah.
not allowed to say naughty. She has to say cheeky."
Cheeky.
And just the final line of it. Well, there you go.
There you go.
That's
I've
just-
got nothing.
That's just
There
a
you go.
great. Well, there you go. That's just a great nothing
Yeah.
phrase. Oh, well, there you go.
It's an interesting thing that they're being compared to Chloe's family as well.
Yeah.
Because from Octopus, we know
Yeah.
that they're a very different
Yeah,
family,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
There you go.
it's different dynamics. So yeah, it works really nicely in that way.
I do love the music as well.
The
There's
way
a
that-
really funky jazzy version of there were X amount in the bed, like the
Yeah, right,
bow. It's like it's really cool. Job's the man, surprising no one.
Yeah, it's really nice the way it cuts in and out a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
It's all part of the mix, all part of the
Yeah,
play
yeah,
for the whole thing.
For sure.
And you probably get to have a lot of fun when it's that bottle style episode as
yeah.
well.
Oh boy.
You can just loop it in.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to tell much of a story of where you're going or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Oh, and I don't usually bring this up, but it was very impressive, Marty. The long dog spotting.
That's true.
Yeah.
It was only because none of us had spotted it yet, had we?
No.
And then we were doing the sneaky rewatch on Frank's. I think it had to be on this TV, where it's the 65-inch TV.
It's actually up there for most of the episode.
Yeah,
and that's
because
the
of the
tricky
shot.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
of the shot.
But it would have been. It sneaks in. So when they go to that shot. When they go to the two shot of like as you're looking at over the bird's eye view of the bed on the right hand side. When they go to the two shot of like Bluey and Chili. It's not the same framing as when they return to it. It slowly creeps in more.
They do that
But there is the
sometimes.
little long
Yeah.
dog under the bedside table.
Yeah.
And in the first time it appears, you spotted it, Marty. You're like, is that the long dog? And we weren't sure, but as it slowly cut back to that, it just reveals more and more. And that's so cool because you would think I don't know much about the software that they would use to animate the show, but you would imagine that you set up that frame and then you return to it and then it's easy.
keep
But it
going
just goes
back.
to show that they were always going the extra mile, just revealing a little bit more.
Push it
That's
over a
extra
bit.
work.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
extra work framing that shot differently when you go back to it and back to it and back to it. But it's just the little things that just keep it fresh, keep it changing, keep you like you're noticing something slowly. I don't know. Genius. Ripper episode. And it's so real. Speaking of being real, let's be real.
Real?
Real. Let's be real about.
Let's reel it in?
Yeah, let's reel it in. Be real about some of the real people out there who have been sending us emails.
For real.
Let us
check our inbox.
We haven't done this in a while. We've been meaning to.
Wow. Whoa. That's a bit shocking.
Yeah, it's a
Whoops.
full inbox.
Oh.
We
Oh.
mentioned this one. You just
85% of my space is gone.
Yeah,
and
you
then,
spend-
We've been
You
getting
spend a
those
couple
warning
of-
letters from Gmail. Like,
you spend a couple of episodes forgetting to do it, and then all of a sudden, oh baby! No, we mentioned this a while back. Like we're now at the point where we might not be able to respond to every single one, and we would love to because holy moly, I'm just blown away that people appreciate the show and some of the stuff as we'll read out now. Some of you folks are letting us know that we're actually a nice presence in your lives, which blows my mind, and I'm just so because we just do this to please ourselves and we just love the show, and to know that people are getting kind of value with us, because I get value about hanging out with you guys, and just this is an excuse for us to catch up because life might not let us if we didn't have a reason.
correct.
And so you guys get to be a part of that, and thank you so much for sending in. What do we got? We've got a whole list of
there's a lot
people.
of speculation here. So we even go far back to before the sign.
Yes.
So we've got a lot of speculation here about what Brendan's character would be.
Yes.
So once we first found out that Brendan was going to be a character in the show, Jared was thinking about, was it potentially Brandy's husband, Frisky's brother?
Wouldn't have said no. You can do worse than Brandy.
A lot of
She seems lovely.
That's true. A lot of interesting wedding guests. In the band. So
From Amanda.
Amanda.
Man.
Talking about
Another of the
Brendan
man.
being in the band, that would be pretty much
Amanda, I
spot on.
wish.
And alongside the
There's still
busker,
time.
of course, would be Joff Bush as well. Like,
Amanda, I love the way you think.
amazing.
Amazing.
A message here from our friend Casey Hancock.
Casey!
Who basically just said, wow, congrats to Brendan for finally getting that house with a pool he's always wanted.
So good. I love that people are guessing. I love this. Thank you, Jared. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Casey.
I wonder if they're right or not.
Yeah. Congrats to Brendan for getting the house with the pool.
It's okay. We didn't actually record this before the other.
Yeah, no.
All right. I know
And someone said someone's even screenshotted the credits, which I'm not gonna lie, maybe I did that as well.
It's framed and stuck up in your house, right? It's the first thing you see when you walk in the door.
Oh boy! And and as Amanda said, also Deborah Malman being Bluey married to an actual mailman.
Hey.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
Yes, we've got this one from someone else here. Really nice story in this one, and they've asked not to be named.
But hopefully you know who you are, because
know
it was
who you are.
we really appreciate it. It was such a beautiful email.
Yeah, so they say they've been listening to the episodes of our show while they've been undergoing cancer treatment. So not trying to get heavy, but we've kept a smile on her face. So really appreciate you sending us a little bit of message there and saying that enjoying Bluey and enjoying the show gives you something to talk about with. Is it like a grandchild?
Yeah, so she's a
7-year-old
grandmother, 7-year-old, and she goes, it gives me, mad respect when I'm able to point out things in the episode that my grandson has missed. And it's like, wow. So, using the show for wonderful purposes. So
you've asked that we don't use your name. I wish I could, because I would love to refer to you personally, because what a special thing to hear.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
all right, now this one I've seen.
Oh
this.
no, I've been dreading this.
This comes from Emmy, who basically said, "Oh my god, you guys have to watch this. It's a very short ad."
Oh, hang on. You
Now,
said we haven't.
reaction
Okay,
thing.
this
Now,
is the.
yeah, so
dear.
To answer your question, Emmy, I basically sent them a screenshot of this, blacked out the YouTube address so they couldn't even speculate as to what it was.
Because we would do that, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull this up.
Brendan said,
It says
So
pronounced.
cruel.
It says pronounced Amy. I was saying Emmy, but I think it said in there pronounced Amy. Sorry, Amy.
You are correct.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
So
Now,
we're going to
The
play
video
this.
is opening.
Here we go. Let me just
Okay.
check I've got the volume.
Should I be
through.
worried?
At Zillow, we know that a home is more than just floorboards and windowsills.
Very Australian
A
voice.
home is where memories are made. And despite how a certain children's show made us all feel recently, moving into a new home might just be a good thing. A
Balloon.
chance to make new
Yeah.
memories, a
Dog.
fresh start, a whole new chapter.
Oh wow!
No matter what these for. Don't you look at me like that. Come on, guys, you're killing me here. It'll be great. You'll see.
Wow! Holy moly!
Very classy.
and that
Can we
dropped
put
a-
that in the show notes?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can put that link in there. That dropped, of course, very shortly after the sign. I've never heard of Zillow as far as a real estate company.
They
but
must
there you go.
be elsewhere.
Must
Yeah,
be maybe in Queensland or something
yeah.
like that.
yeah.
But,
They're pretty.
props for getting on. They must have gotten
They
onto
got
it.
onto it
Yeah,
fast, and
very
they
quick.
found those dogs.
Yep.
Yeah.
They found some red
It was
healers and
four-
blue healers straight
Or
away.
actual healers.
Despite
real.
how was the audio in there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Despite how. Despite how a
television-
children's show made us feel recently, the narrator kind of sounds a bit miffed.
Yeah. Come on, it'd be great.
That's really well put together.
My job is to
That's
sell
really
houses.
tongue-in-cheek.
Stop
Yeah, that's
it.
right.
That's great. Oh, well done, Amy. Well done for finding it. Holy cow. Where's Amy from?
Pennsylvania.
Well,
We've had a few
Oh,
people from that
I've
region of
been
the-
to Pennsylvania.
There we go.
Yes, I have. Yeah, a couple of Pennsylvania natives.
Yeah.
You know who's from Pennsylvania? Tom Wilson is from Philadelphia. Thomas F. Wilson, Biff Tannen, Buford Mad Dog Tannen, Griff Tannen.
Oh,
Back to the Future reference. Yeah.
There it is. He's a good man.
Speaking of another reference, we had our good friends Mary and Kate at the Gotta Be Done Bluey podcast.
Gals.
Listening to our interview with Joe Brum, which of course dropped a while ago now, but they said, well done on the interview, but oh my God, we need to know Joe's favourite 3 bands.
Yeah, we didn't hold him to it enough, did we?
He didn't want to commit.
The moment we tried to, we said, maybe you would, and he goes, nah, too hard. Yeah. We should have pressed.
Of all the questions we asked, that was the one that stumbled. Hilarious.
Ah, dearie me. Long dog spotting.
Long dog spotting, yes. So this is basically wanting to clarify some of our long dog shout outs.
Oh, the bad mood episode, and the fact that, because I pointed out that there's 2 long dogs in, what is it, Driving. That's right. And they've clarified that it is the one from the bad mood episode.
Like reuse the asset type
Thank
thing.
you for clarifying.
And what was the other half of that one? They were like, they've provided timestamp.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Amazing. It's that kind of specificity that we really appreciate.
It says,
here.
apologies for the long emails. We love long emails.
We love long emails.
They're the best kind.
Yeah.
I mean, have you heard Brendan talk? We love lots more words than unnecessary.
Dear, yes, that was more concise than I can be.
And this is not so much feedback, but I love this little exchange on Twitter when we dropped our episode before this. The surprise review, which, to be fair, had been a little bit of time in between episodes there.
Yes, sorry. God, that's partly my fault.
One of the responses from someone on
Mainly
Twitter
my fault.
basically went, yeah, new episode. That's a surprise.
Good one. Well, very deserved.
And I was like, yes, I think you were waiting behind the door that whole time with that stinger. We love it.
Yeah.
A picture of, future Bluey bingo person waiting to shoot someone with a gun.
Whew. Oh wow!
Wow!
Ring a ding ding. Now, did we have a couple more from today? Did we get these ones today? And then we're pretty.
Let's do it all up to date.
Oh, sorry. Was I?
I thought we'd agreed not to do it, but we're here now.
Oh, sorry. We're here now. We were going to say
100% up to date. This mailman. These are mailman, isn't he? I'm going to get every letter, even if they want to stuck down the bottom with the rain.
Yeah, that's right.
So this comes
that's my work ethic. Correct.
This comes to us from Heidi.
From sunny Florida. I don't think Brendan's been there.
Anyway,
moving on.
Just the panhandle, though, because I had to get up into the Carolinas. Sorry.
Okay. Right. So she's talking about the fact that listening to the Bob Bilby episode and asking where they can get that. What did we talk about? Oh, the Sleepy Time flip book. No, that's actually...
now, yes. Can we do? We had a link to that, didn't we? Did we?
Heidi's wondering if it's something they can buy.
Oh, yeah.
So no, that was actually something that one of our listeners was slowly putting together. They're doing a frame by frame of the episode.
Right.
So sorry, Heidi, unless that person decides to sell it to you.
Yeah.
But they're probably listening now and working on the flip book because I think
should
that's
be
what they
always
do while they're
finished
listening
now.
to that. Yeah, frankly. But yes, that would be a lovely thing for your friend. But there are a lot of other lovely Bluey books that you can buy.
Probably on Etsy.
Yeah, probably.
What does Etsy sound like, Marty?
I will give you Bluey things. Let me show them to you. Wow, we got there.
We got
We got through all. Man. Oh, well, look at that. The inbox is basically, we've archived all of those.
Well done. Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
It wasn't that hard.
Yeah, but it's still going to be at least that long till we do the next.
No. We're trying to be more on top of that. Sorry, we just kept forgetting and then going home. But no, I know I said it, but to each and every one of you, thank you so much. Whether it was a really, really lighthearted, jokey email or something a little deeper, the fact that we are enough of a part of your listening lives that you would reach out, it means the world. Thank you so much. Whew. Is that another one? In the can, so to speak.
In the water closet.
I made that sound like I was thinking about that all episode. Honestly, that just came off the top of my head. But it made...
Can we get a supercut at the end of all the different words and just string them all together?
Like a long roll of toilet paper.
Let's do
it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, there's what is it? There's a blue square here. What's this blue square of toilet paper?
Oh, could this be... I was going to run with that, but I couldn't think of anything.
The credit reel?
Yeah, I should have just...
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That was my
terrible
fault.
segue.
That's
I'm
my
sorry.
fault.
Marty
No,
sets
my
it
fault.
up.
It's a-
Brendan.
Just
like,
and I just flush it right down the gurgler.
So, yeah,
Gurgler,
credit
yeah.
where credit's due.
Credit where
Brendan.
credit's blue.
Do you want to do
In
that
fact,
segment?
yes, I do, and
Yeah.
I believe that I had it more
I
prepared.
love the way Brendan holds
than
his
ever.
phone, by the way.
Yeah,
There's-
you told me about this, didn't you? I have a.
There's
He
a
just
very
needs the
difficult-
glasses to
Well,
slide down his nose a
I'm
little
40
bit.
now. I have to hold my phone like someone who's holding a phone for the first time. Where did I have? Oh, I was so proud of
Most
myself
people
that I
use
had
it
it.
so Brendan kind of holds it like it's a small book in one hand, and then prods at it with his index finger on the other.
Yeah,
hand.
that's the way to do it. Isn't that the cool?
No,
isn't that the way the
kids
cool
use their
kids?
thumb.
I took a screenshot.
Look at this.
Look at this
Yeah,
one-handed
now,
action.
yeah,
Hey,
but to be
look at him
fair, I
go.
do have one of the wallet cases that you can't really. It's awkward to do that with.
The phone didn't come with a wallet case, so that's on you.
Yeah, it is on me. But ever since I went wallet case,
Thanks,
I've never
Frank.
looked back. I thought it would be really annoying. I thought like getting it out of the way, but it kind of I really appreciate the wallet case life.
we were filling time
My
for you,
God.
Brendan, to give you a chance.
No
to
need.
Not
I've got
rip
it.
on you for once about how long it takes you to get the.
Cue the drums. Here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. The credit where credit's blue this time around goes unto Ellie Goggin.
Hooray!
Thank you so much, Ellie. You are a ripper storyboard artist.
Hey.
Yep. Only with us for a few episodes. There were a couple in season 1, a couple in season 2. The season 2 ones in which Ellie was credited as storyboard artist were this one, Dunny, and Baby Race. So if there's going to be another season
wow.
2
You're
one to
gonna-
be part of,
that's
Baby
the
Race.
one.
Oh boy, Ellie, you have put yourself into this show. We really appreciate what you do. I think you deserve the highest credit of all, which is blue credit. Because blue is the color of this credits on the show. Because the credits are blue and they're yours. Thank you, Ellie. Woo.
Ellie on the storyboard.
Ellie on the storyboard. Ellie on the storyboard. Yeah. Does anyone need to use the loo or the dunny? Do you need to use the water closet? Do you need to go to the toilet? Is the lavatory
the
free?
can?
The can?
The retiring room.
The Whiz Palace? Is that
It's the Porcelain Express.
the Porcelain Express?
I need to drop the kids off at the pool. Is that-
Yeah. Does anyone need to do that? We're being way worse than the kids are. Chillywood Terrace, a new one for all these euphemisms that are a bit cheeky.
Just keep your language down. The Queen's in the next room.
Oh,
okay?
sorry, Your Majesty. Do you know where the toilets are here? By the way, is it? Do you go? Is it past this aisle? Because I've already got.
How many aisles do you think my house has?
I think they have them every 50 aisles.
Every
or so.
50 aisles or so.
Yeah.
Because it's really awkward going into because when you go to Hammer Barn and you've got arms full of gear and you've got the trolley, it's awkward. Like sometimes I only realize I have to go to the Dunny when I'm halfway through shopping, and it's like, well, if I'm by myself, do I leave it there? Do I take it into the? Do you ever take like smaller items? I don't really want to take them into the toilet.
I think it'd be
people think I'm
strange
there.
to see just a rake poking over the top
Yeah.
of the stalls would be a bit
Yeah,
strange.
sometimes I leave my I leave my basket of things somewhere and then just go and then come back to them and hope that
Okay, well,
they're-
you can go.
Yeah.
We're at aisle. What is it? 259.
yeah.
So the closest well, no, we got to get some stuff down that way. So you might
Okay.
as well keep on going that
Keep
way.
on going that way.
So
All
it
right.
would be
Aisle 300?
yeah. And I've used that one before. It's have you used it, Frank?
Yeah. It's left at the toilet seats.
Oh, right. Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite convenient actually. But don't go too far, because if you hit the toilet brushes,
Uh-huh.
you go too far.
All right. I gotta go. In more ways than one.
Created and produced by Frank, Brendan and Marty. You can follow the Hammerbarn Project on facebook.com/HammerbarnProj, at HammerbarnProj on Twitter, or Hammerbarn_project on Instagram. Theme featuring Nibblings, Kaylee, Jade, Ashley and Reese, and PA announcements by brother-in-law, me, Josh. Thanks for listening, and remember to get down to Hammerbarn for cheap shovels.